Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. I'm just going to throw some cards and see what comes out in the current energy. For those of you that don't know, sometimes when I pull up energies and they resonate with you and you want to release them, then with acknowledgement you can release them. I move the energy, you get the relief, right? And maybe you learned something you didn't know before. After a while, it becomes second nature to run energy with a little bit of focus. There's something in regards to dreams and repetitive repetitive self-reflection having to do with what you believe beauty to be and what your internal soul's guidance. It's almost like your light spark isn't reflecting what your current reality is. And so, wow, I actually feel like I'm like kind of screaming. So, what your current reality is, you may be echoing quite like instinctually, very expanded, right? Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying a lot. Is there something that you're having a hard time processing? Because I don't say a lot. I just wanted one. So I'll show you. And then rebirth, sorrow, something in the mind, harmony, moment to moment, and then a breakthrough. One. That's not one. Sorry, they just said to finish. And then I can tell you this, what I see. Okay. Somebody's going to start volunteering. And it's going to do something to activate your light body and bring you to your higher heart of consciousness. It's kind of like a key component of like giving outside of yourself, giving without expecting anything in return, right? It's just you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, and it's going to activate this internal beauty within you, which is going to turn on the remainder of your light. I don't know. Take it as it resonates, right? As it goes, I'm a channel. I just give you what comes, whatever you need to hear. If you think about like your question extensively when you come across this video, right? Your energy will come through. It's the way energy works. Time is an illusion. So it's whenever you come across this and you're gathering and needing insight, that's what's going to come through, right? So I essentially am going to tell you like what I see. Either it resonates or it doesn't. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's not your story. But if it does resonate with you, then like identify those pictures and then have them be released. You have to truly cut ties with the sorrow that you've been living in, that mind game, that mental fuck, right? Where you just go in a circle and you go in a circle and you go in a circle. And then lo and behold, you think you break the cycle and then you end up in the same damn circle. That's what I'm talking about. That internal torture of not even realizing that the illusion is trying to suck you in and trying to shift your reality and the knowledge of what you've come into. It's almost like there's this massive breakthrough, this understanding of the third eye and heart connection, and even possibly like a past life where emotions were a very critical part of your own evolution. It's kind of like we're in this phase as a planet where we're stepping into our new timeline, a new evolutionary cycle, right? Where you are looking at quite clearly an understanding of like, oh, this is my old cycle and this is what my old cycle looks like. This is the way it feels. This is the vibration of it. I wonder if I can pick that up just a little bit. Sorry, guys. But the camera, I would really like... I don't know why that just hit me now. Is there something that's like causing an imperfection within your current reality as you speak right now? You know? Does it have to get done right now? Like this instant, right? Is there something that you're being too critical on? Tell me about that. Explain that to me. Because in truth, it's kind of like this. Like you can either step into your future reality on a high-flying disc, or you can step in it in a low-flying disc, like an oh poor me, like where have I been, what's going on, oh it's so unfortunate that this has happened. Or you can kind of flip it and have the actual breakthrough. It's kind of like these are your two paths. You can either go back into your old cycle, or you can continue into a new cycle where you are in a higher state of consciousness, right? Where you are one with the earth, you're one with your divine soul spark, you're one with your higher state of consciousness. Like that's the that's gonna be the key to you actually getting out of this lack behavior, this self-destructive vibration, stepping into like your emotions, stepping into the things that actually bring you joy, right? That are your truth, that are allowing you to step into your higher state of consciousness, right? That's going to be the key to like opening up to your progression, is to like get out of your own way, to get out of your own box, to be open to what comes in front of you, and to just be in the state of flow, right? It's literally going to transform like the way that you're currently moving in your own reality. And yeah, it's going to open up to like this magic of like internal knowledge, like your own beliefs, like your understanding that you are not walking this planet alone. And it's kind of like a relief when you choose you, when you choose your tribe, when you choose a higher state of consciousness, when you acknowledge that once you're helping others out of their own process, it essentially is what feeds your soul, because you're doing it out of your passion. You're not doing it out of a necessity of financial abundance. Does that make sense? Because the truth is it's like when you're playing, that money is going to come in. Like the lighter you are, the less dense you are about the financial abundance. If you just let go of the how and you give it to the universe, like the universe will find people that are going to value the services at where they're at, right? You're going to have people that are choosing a higher timeline, a higher state of consciousness. Like you're kind of opening up the gateway for others to step into that also. It's kind of like you do it first, and then you explain how you did it, and then that opens up what's it called? It's a window to gratitude. It's a window to like open up like your financial abundance through gratitude. Oh, that's weird. Somebody just said that you were looking for a an action to show gratitude, and this would be your action. I don't know. Take that as it resonates. If that's something that you've been mulling over in your meditations or in your like recaps in the morning, or like the things that you've been exploring within self, right? When you're thinking like, how can I show gratitude to the universe, to the ancestors, to humanity, to shift my vibration, like this would be how you would do it. So there's that gateway. And then a word of wisdom. So hopefully something in this is resonating with you. If it is, please like, comment, subscribe, share. For those of you that don't know, I am going to be opening up my readings come January. And I'll do a limited number of those, but I am going to open up. You can do an energy clearing or a reading. Both are equally as powerful. And we have a lot. Okay, so once you cut away this old up here, right, this old thought form, you open up your gateway to this freeing state of being, and it's going to clear your karmic board. It's literally by the actions of choosing to get out of your own way, to not be in fear, to look at the beauty in fear, right? To look at like where you compromised, where it slowed you down, you know, how you were driven just entirely out of picking the situations that would essentially screw you over, right? Like you literally set yourself up. And as you allow that rebirth to finally come through, and you let go of the where people have been the reflection of what you've always expected, right? It's like you can, I don't know why they're giving me this. You can think, oh yeah, I'm going to pick good people so people are not going to rip me off. And then in actuality, you like specifically pick the people that are ripping you off. Does that make sense? But that karma, once it comes into the light and you start no longer dwelling on the old, and you now are following your heart's passion, you then open up gateways to the Amenti halls, right? And they're not the same, right? Again, there's different layers within the etheric realm, in the journeys, and the Akash, and the pathways, right? Some are the same, they just use different variations of language. Others are different layers within evolutionary access. And just as the world, as she evolves, they find new discoveries, although the discoveries have always been there, right? It's just the vibration and the consciousness of the planet has raised to the point where then the non-physical becomes physical. Does that make sense? And so this is kind of like your foundation to your vibration of truth. Sorry, they're saying that they're not on the board. I apologize. So that's kind of what I'm getting is you're disconnecting, cutting cords of your old energy, creating a pathway to new, where the world can be essentially your oyster if you choose the highest timeline. If you, with clear understanding, clear intention, release that which is impeding you, and allow the angelic realm that to essentially help you get rid of the dead weight that is holding you down, right? They're the low vibes in your life. And so the things that are lowering your vibration, judgment, criticism, worry, self-judgment, being unkind, paying attention to what you say and focusing on the good things happening around you. Nobody is perfect. Be gentle with yourself and try saying it in a positive, hopeful way, right? Like, your words have so much power, and like, we're not taught that they are spells, right? If you are constantly putting yourself down, you're literally invoking that's the reflection you want to see in the world. If you're like, it kills me, right? Because, and I don't know if this is coming out, but it is what it is, that people listen to these readings of like past and karma and what's happening to another person. And in truth, like, that's just keeping you in a lower state of vibration. Like, you're literally holding up your blessings and holding up your desires by what you're reflecting out into the world. Like, what your they are a reflection of your vibration. And don't get me wrong, right? It's okay. We've all been in a low vibration. You would not be in an enlightened state of being if you were always vibing high, right? Then you wouldn't know any better. But the only way that you understand contrast is by experiencing, and you have to go low to understand what it is to feel good. And if you are still vibrating in an inconsistent form where you are vibrating lower, right? Or you have a wave and a ripple in your energy field, it's not yours. It belongs to somebody else. And you have to ask, like, is this person karma? Am I only supposed to help them where I can help them and then release them, right? And not only release them for them, but release them for you. Because the truth is they're causing a dip in your vibration. If you're specifically put on this planet to teach people karmic lessons, for instance, and you find your energy dipping, or you find yourself adjusting, and you're then reflecting to the individual the way the individual operates, but it's not your normal, right? It's not like your set point. You normally are vibrating in a higher vibration, or you're normally responding to situations in a different manner, and you're like, whoa, I don't ever say that. Where did that come from? Right? Then you have to ask yourself, like, where are you picking that up from? And then you have to send it back to the individual with love and with light, but cut it. Because the truth is it's like, that's an old paradigm. It's literally like trying to suck you down into a karmic cycle. And so, like, that's the way that you clear your own karma. That's the way that you release what is no longer serving you, is by bringing it into the light. And you have to decide, right? Do you want to have that individual, like, reflect you in a lower state of being? Were you there to just teach them a season and reason? Or are you there to grow with them and help them evolve past their karmic cycle? And if it's affecting your own mental state of being, right? You know, like, to where you're having a low self-esteem of self, if it makes you think ill about you, then you have to say thank you, no thank you. Right? If somebody tells you, oh, I don't like your hair down because, oh, it looks better up, right? And in actuality, they're trying to say, well, I like your face actually pulled up a little bit more, right? Or whatever it may be. I don't know. Like, it's like not calling you old, but like in actuality calling you old, right? But you're not old. You're right where you need to be at. And so you need to identify that if somebody is pushing their thought forms onto you, that's something that is up with them. It has nothing to do with you. And we all have choices. We all have things that we are supposed to release in this lifetime, right? Understand with clarity, break a pattern of, right? And if you have come into this life and you're like, yo, I like me, I don't need to break any patterns, I didn't come from a dysfunctional family, like, then you have to ask yourself why you came into this world with no karma. Because truthfully, that hasn't happened, and that's a whole nother story that is for another time, right? And this isn't your reading then. I'm talking to the people that like legit have come in to do some big work and have really broken these pathways of judgment and criticism and anxiousness and worry and depression and self-judgment and self-deprecating behavior, right? Have been unkind and mean and angry, and you know, it's time to shift the vibration of the planet, not just our standard operating, right? Like our baseline of like where we're operating out of. It's really more impactful than that. And it's you moving closer to your soul's highest purpose, right? Dissolving the illusion of the 3D matrix, of the illusion of like you have to keep up with X, Y, and Z. You can desire anything you want, but the rat race of thinking that your life is not as good as somebody else is bullshit, and it's a false belief. Like, we're all here to impact the collective in a different state of being, right? So I say move towards your mood. What does your vibration say about your mood, right? Your emotions are your warning system. It is your gut feeling of like what is for you and what is not for you. And it's a clear indicator. Am I clearing up karma? Am I creating more karma? Or am I completely out of karma and I'm in dharma, where the universe is reflecting everything that I'm putting out into it? Right? It's not to say you're not going to slip, right? It's not to say you're going to go backwards. But the truth is like every time you face that obstacle and you knowingly change to a higher state of being, like it changes. Oh, I don't even need these, they just said. Apparently I've been talking way too long. I apologize, guys. This is channeling. You're welcome. You know the gateway. You know what you need to do already. It's kind of like you getting to the next phase, you getting to the next step of where it is you need to go. It's with clear intention that you identify that these things are repeating, and you no longer want to own them or repeat them or hold on to them. As your main source of functioning in the world. I don't know. It's like no longer operating from the wounded side of who you are. That's, I guess, in the short state of that. And I'm pretty sure that's what I led with at the very beginning in regards to beauty. So I'm going to leave that there. Hopefully something in this resonated with you. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, ciao.